Susan and her husband Reed Richards, aka the smartest man in the universe, were having lunch inside a diner located in a strange little town they've never been to before. Reed was worried because Ben Grimm and his wife Alicia had gone missing, and he blamed himself, even though it wasn't his fault. Susan reassured him, saying he shouldn't blame himself, and that they would eventually find them. One of the waitresses approached their table and asked if he was really Reed Richards from the Fantastic Four, but something was strange about her. All of a sudden, their illusion fields dropped, and everyone in the diner revealed themselves to be Doombots, created by none other than Dr. Doom. The robots were programmed to immediately attack any Fantastic Four members they came in contact with, and immediately jumped them. Reed tried to reach their car that was parked outside and trigger an EMP to deactivate the Doombots. But before he could reach the EMP, the Doombots' illusion fields kicked back in, and they transformed into regular people once again. A state trooper arrived and told everyone to calm down, accusing Reed and Susan of breaking the diner window. He asked both of them to follow him, and the three of them jumped inside the police car. The state trooper said he liked the Fantastic Four and had seen them once fighting Galactus. He didn't want to arrest them and just offered to drive them outside of the city, asking them nicely to leave. But of course, the Reeds didn't leave and immediately went back to the town. This time they tried a stealthier approach, and Susan turned both of them invisible. Some of the Doombots looked like normal people and talked to each other as if they were real humans, but others didn't have the illusion fields turned on. Reed thought there must be some toggle to trigger the fields on and off. They saw an old lady driving her mobility scooter and noticed that the Doombots transformed into normal people when they got close to her. Reed changed the shape of his face and decided to talk to the old lady, but not before Susan gave him a kiss, thinking he looked more handsome this way. He stopped the lady and asked if she had ever heard of Victor Von Doom. The lady was surprised to hear that name. They went back to her home, and the lady said her name was Mary, but she used to know Victor a long time ago. When Victor first moved to America, he didn't have anything, so she started offering him meals here and there. Pretty soon she was feeding him every day, but she didn't mind it. It was nice having company. She and her husband never had children of their own, and she hated cooking just for herself. Victor promised he would repay her for her kindness one day. He was such an intense young man, always concerned with everything being fair. But one day, he disappeared, and she never heard from him again. She asked Reed how Victor was doing, and he said they used to be friends a long time ago before things went wrong. He said he needed to go outside to talk on the phone with his wife and excused himself for a few minutes. Reed talked to Susan, trying to make sense of everything that happened in this town. They suspected that Dr. Doom created a Doombot to take care of Mary, but when things got too hard, the Doombot created other robots to help him complete his tasks more efficiently. Over the years, they gradually grew in number, displacing other residents. Everyone was programmed to hide their true nature to make Mary's life comfortable. However, they were all still programmed to kill the Fantastic Four, but it wasn't their primary directive, which is why they didn't immediately attack them at the diner. They both went inside, and Reed introduced his wife, saying she was in the area. But Susan felt something again. Just like in the diner, she felt the illusion fields. She got close to Mary and touched her face, and in that moment, Mary's illusion went down, revealing another Doombot. But the truth was even more shocking. Susan removed the mask, revealing that Mary was inside the robot itself, but she had been dead for a long time. When Mary got old and sick, the Doombot tried to protect her and keep her safe, so he took her inside of him, becoming a mobile hospital. But it wasn't enough, and Mary died anyway. The robot refused to accept defeat and overrode his personality with hers, becoming Mary herself. Out of nowhere, another robot jumped through the window and attacked them, trying to protect Mary. But Reed said it's not what it looks like. They didn't kill Mary. She had been dead for a long time. Since the main directive was now dead, the Doombot activated Directive Number 2, which was attacking any Fantastic Four members. Susan ran outside while Reed fought the Doombots, trying to keep them busy until his wife reached the car. She was able to hotwire some cables, triggering a small EMP strong enough to incapacitate all of the robots that were attacking them. Next, they went to the local cemetery to give Mary a proper burial, but were even more shocked to find Doombots inside the graves. The Doombots had programmed themselves to short-circuit after a certain time, basically killing each other to simulate human death and keep the illusion even more real. Susan and Reed spent the night reprogramming every Doombot in town, one by one. They removed their memories of them and the instructions to kill them on sight, but they left the code that makes illusion fields go up whenever humans are near. These Doombots now live like normal humans and die like normal humans. Susan was impressed with her husband and his level of compassion, to look past prejudice and hate, to look a Doombot in the eyes and still see hope.